Well, that was a very interesting saga, won't you say? The whole RTX 3080 launch has been a very mixed bag, because on the one hand, we got amazing performance, such a big leap in performance between two generations that we haven't seen in a long time, especially considering how low the price dropped compared to 2080 Ti, which a 3080 completely demolishes. But on the other hand, barely anyone even got these cards. Because like you've probably heard, and as I quote on this channel, link to that video is going to be up in iCards, there were massive shortages of the graphics cards, meaning that they sold out in seconds and barely anyone actually bought these cards, with many of them simply going to scalpers who then sold them off on eBay for way higher prices. So even though the launch might have been a circus, was the whole RTX 3080 hype worth it in the end? Did it actually meet our expectations? Well, the short answer is yes. The performance is amazing, way better than that of the 2080 Ti at around what, half the price? Making it an absolute steal if you can get one, of course. However, that is not where the value of a graphics card ends. There's a lot more to it, especially when it comes to Nvidia, who like to bundle a lot of additional features to their graphics cards. Firstly, let's talk about a thing that these cards are named after: ray tracing. With RTX 2000, not only was the ray tracing performance not the best, but also the amount of games that supported ray tracing was just, well, really low. Nowadays, on the other hand, we can pretty much expect any new AAA release to come with ray tracing support, which is awesome. And for many people, myself included, Cyberpunk 2077 is probably reason enough to get an RTX card. You know, it'd be so awesome just to roam around the map of Cyberpunk, walk in the streets, everything ray traced nicely, killing a few people. Those would be the days. What am I talking about? I don't know, I'm just excited for Cyberpunk. Anyway, what does it talk about again? Oh yes, ray tracing. Basically, RTX 3080 comes at a really good time, because not only are ray tracing games becoming more and more common, but also the performance penalty is way lower than the last gen, making it at least viable, especially on lower end cards. However, there's still quite a few things that 3080 could offer. First, there's all your normal good stuff that comes with Nvidia, like the NVENC encoder and Ansel and Shadowplay and all that good stuff. But also, this time around with this launch, Nvidia added a few more cool things. However, those are kind of hard to talk about right now. Firstly, Omniverse Machinima isn't out right now, but it will most likely make great use of an RTX 3080 and other RTX 3000 graphics cards. However, we don't even know if it is an RTX 3000 exclusive, or exactly how good of a program it will even be. Next is also Nvidia Reflex, which I have a whole video on, so it got me up in iCards. Go watch it, I know you want to, you'll make me sad if you don't. Now, Nvidia Reflex is a decent tool, however, when it comes to RTX 3080, the main problem is that it doesn't provide a great value proposition for it, because you can run Nvidia Reflex on cards that are based on Ampere, Turing, Pascal, and Maxwell. So going all the way back to the GTX and 900 days, if you run any of those graphics cards, you can use Nvidia Reflex, which just kind of, decrease overall value proposition of the card if you're into that kind of thing. However, that's definitely not a bad thing, I'm not saying that. It is definitely a consumer-friendly move to allow that feature to be used by anyone and not just people with RTX 3000 cards. So definitely, Nvidia, good job there. That is really awesome. So even though it does decrease the value proposition of the 3080, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. The more people get to use it, the better. However, there is one more thing that it has up its sleeve, and that is Nvidia Broadcast, which was released recently and requires an RTX card. And as you can imagine, you get way better results using an RTX 3080 card. Or rather, okay, the results are the same, but it's less of a performance penalty in anything else you're doing at the same time while using Nvidia Broadcast. And Nvidia Broadcast is an amazing tool, which sadly I can't play around with because I don't have an RTX card. So hey, if you want me to make some videos about stuff like that, then check out my Patreon, link down in the description below. It really does go a long way, please go check it out. So overall, the RTX 3080 is an excellent value card, there is no arguing about that. It has way more performance than the 2080 Ti at a way lower cost, and that is enough for a card to be good and worth it. And sure, maybe Nvidia did exaggerate a bit, saying that you can see 2 times the performance of a 2080 Ti, even if in most cases you won't, but it is still improvement at a lower price, so it is still objectively a good deal. Even if it's not as good as some of you expected, it is still a great card nonetheless. However, of course, one of the most disappointing things is that, the launch didn't go too well, did it? But let me know what you think of the RTX 3080. I am very, very excited to see what's going to come with this card in the future. I'm also very excited for the other launches in the RTX 3000 lineup. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think of all of that down in the comments below. And also, hey, if you're maybe planning on building a new PC using an RTX 3000 card and you need a new PSU or anything else for your system, because hey, those cards are really power hungry, then maybe check out our Amazon links down in the video description below. Because if you buy anything from them, we get some of the money, you didn't pay anything extra, it's a win-win. Down there you will find a link to my Patreon if you want to support the channel monetarily that way. Even a $1 a month goes a long way. And also I'd like to thank my patron LKB for supporting this channel, thank you ever so much. And I guess that's really it, so I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. If you did, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next. Goodbye everyone, goodbye.